Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Rohani binti Abdul Halim, a diploma student in Public Administration at UiTM Melaka City Campus. The topic of my presentation today is how Ministry Housing and local government manage issue of building affordable homes in Malaysia. Introductions. The Ministry of Housing and Local Government KPKT has drafted a plan for 1 million affordable housing within 10 years, which will be implemented by federal government agency, state governments, and the private sector for the benefit of B40 and M40 target groups. However, there are some negative perceptions of the people about affordable housing. First, poor reputation for maintenance. Second, perceptions of homes that often use crime. Third, houses that often use the content of the conditions. Fourth, frequent concerns over property values. And lastly, unattractive house. Therefore, the government is committed to intensifying effort to upgrade the development of affordable housing with various efforts, including working with private developers. Here, 5 affordable home development planning criteria. Criteria number 1, control of affordable housing prices by state. The government will intensify the development of affordable housing on a large scale to control inefficiency in the supply chain from the private sector. Number 2, affordable housing standards. The government used the National Housing Standard CIS 26/2019 published by CIDB as a guide to all parties involved in the construction and development of affordable housing in Malaysia. Third, quality home construction standards. The government mandates the implementation of constructions in stage using the Industrial Building System IBS. This technology can save construction costs, high quality, and produce large-scale products. Number 4, control of affordable home ownership. This supply control determines the basic conditions for determining those who are truly eligible and in accordance with the conditions set by the respective state housing policy or the federal government. Number 5, Bumiputra ownership quota. A 30% minimum ownership quota for Bumiputras has been set by the state government for the entire development, including affordable housing. Malaysia is no exception in facing the shackle of rising house price, especially in urban areas, driven by a factor of increasing population density. This situation has resulted in an increase in demand compared to the supply of affordable housing, and as a result has caused house price and continue to rise. Initiative number 1, affordable housing development on federal and state government land. The Affordable Housing Implementation Evaluation Committee will be formed under KPKT to examine the method of building affordable housing so that is competitive and provides savings to the state government which hands over land for the purpose. The federal government, through the Federal Land Commissioner, give permission to KPKT as the ministry responsibility for planning, coordinating its development. Initiative number 2, reductions of development charge and compliance costs. State government and local authorities exempt and reduce development charge and compliance costs of the affordable housing development category. It will reduce development costs and make house price affordable. In addition, spending up approval prices and providing bonus density for affordable housing projects, changing lower land premiums and land use status conversion costs, as well as exempting or reducing compliance costs for affordable housing development. Initiative number 3, single entity and integrated housing system. The National Housing Department and RD has embarked on a public data analysis study in 2019 to develop an integrated housing system to get a more comprehensive property information covering overall housing supply and needs. The information serves as a guide to the market on supply conditions and should be used by the government and housing developer as a source of information on future development. Access housing finance. Conventional financing method. Real estate borrower pay interest on the remaining principal amount. Interest rate can be fixed rate or based on floating rates. Payment is made through a specified period in installments. Part of each installment paid will pay interest servicing, while the rest goes toward paying the principal. Since the contract is not based on absolute value, example sales price, the sooner the borrower settles the principal, the cheaper the amount of interest paid. Islamic financing method. Islamic financing avoid usury based transactions and instead introduce the concept of buying something on behalf of the borrower and reselling it to the borrower at an agreed rate of profit. In lieu of interest, the rate of profit is defined in the contract. Example of Islamic housing financing application products are Murabahah and Musyarakah Mutanasib. Housing financing initiative through existing scheme. For households that have difficulty accessing credit through the channel of the banking system, several direct financing initiatives are not directly provided by the government. Among the schemes include Housing Loan Scheme (SPP), My Home, financing under the National Housing Company Fund Limited, My First Home Scheme, My Deposit, Rent to Buy for One Malaysia People Housing, Prima RTO, Government Housing Scheme, EPF Withdraw, Rent to Buy, Rent to Own or RTO, for the People Housing Program, PPR RTO. And last, rental market, encourage renting practice. KPKT thought JPN has taken the right option to review and enact the Residential Tenancy Act to provide special regulation for tenant and landlord as well as affordable rental rates to encourage demand and supply of rental housing in Malaysia. The scheme will also offer the rental payment facility that has been taken into account along with for saving to help this group have saving that can be used as a down payment for future home ownership. Improving the level of household financial literacy, built on online financial education module. Through the Credit Counselling and Management Agency, KPKT, an online financial education module has been developed to help address this problem. This Rumahku KPKT portal helps to advise and guide in making decisions to buy or rent a house. Buyers can calculate the amount of eligible loans using the KPKT Housing Loans Calculator and the Budget Valuation Calculator, allowing the calculation of net disposable income after taking into account other expenses. Implementing the Public Awareness Campaign, KKA, Smart Buying a House. Through this campaign, the main objective target at the general public, especially first home buyer, is to make buyers aware that they have the option and right protected by Act 118 in home buying and selling transactions. In conclusion, the government has provided various programs to help low and middle income groups to own affordable housing. The implementation of more efficient and effective program is important as problem in affordable home ownership continue, especially among the middle and low income groups. Those alternative models for social housing programs need to be considered, taking into account new ownership models and innovative pricing and financing mechanisms. Thank you.